Hey, what's going on, guys? I wanted to talk about the different things I'm going to be doing consistently throughout this prep setting that I'm in to get the most out of my body and try and minimize fatigue and just overall recover very well. So, first and foremost, the two main things that are going to contribute to me performing my best is definitely I'm going to get consistent massage work this time. I'm not a rich man, so I can't be getting it multiple times a week like top-end pros, but maybe on a every 2 week to 3 week basis. I'm going to be doing that in addition to stretching regularly. There's certain poses I'm not getting into comfortably, and besides that, I feel like I'm very bound up. I feel very tight, and like I'm not able to stretch out as wide as I could in certain poses, and that's going to be crucial for me. I'm not the biggest guy. I would love to be the biggest guy, but I'm not the biggest guy. So I have to pose very big to get the most out of my body. And being a taller guy, I need to take up space. I just do. So those are the two main things. The other thing I'm going to be doing that's going to, it gets pricey is consistently doing check-ins with a posing coach. So being on the phone with him for a half hour, maybe even an hour if he can, and just fucking hitting posing rounds over and over and over. And it's exhausting. It's far worse than cardio. But the benefit is it's going to give me endurance when I'm on stage, because you don't want to be getting tired up there, especially if you're close with another person, so they're going to be running multiple rounds with you guys. You want to be able to stay fresh for as long as possible. Once you start getting tired and you start breathing heavy, your belly's going to come out, and that's automatic point deduction there. You shouldn't be relaxing your midsection. And if your poses are too shaky or you're getting into stances awkward, it's going to affect you. And if your body already looks great, why would you jeopardize yourself with poor posing? So that is a big one as well. Obviously, the diet does not change too much. A lot of people think that it doesn't. So off-season bulking setting, there's cheat meals thrown in here and there, but that's getting thrown in in addition to still eating 6 times a day, and I'm still eating the same types of food, just in very large quantities. Whereas now I'm the cheat meals are cut off, no cheat meals whatsoever, and I'm doing still 6 meals, same types of food, but the quantity is getting reduced steadily over time. Usually with the coach I work with, what happens is once I stagnate on steadily losing weight while leaning out, then we might reduce carbs by 20% if it stays like that for more than a week. And just doing that repeatedly over time, but not getting too low too quick, because no matter what you're taking, you're gonna lose a little bit of muscle prepping, but your goal is to hold on to as much as possible. That's why with getting ready for bodybuilding shows, your food volumes are reduced. Usually the protein content stays the same. Whatever it is in the off season stays the same, where it's very minimally lower. But the big thing taking the hit is going to be the carbs and the fats, which that takes up a majority of your calories. And the protein, it's what's keeping the muscle on you. So protein stays high. But you don't want to cut the food too low too quick, because you're gonna strip off excess muscle. And imagine you did all that hard work in the off season, think about every workout you pushed yourself to the breaking point. You were exhausted, you were shaking, you even started cramping. You worked out so hard. Imagine all those times, and now you fucking lose the muscle you just put on because you wanted to over diet too quick. It's not a good feeling. You work so hard to put that on. So that's the mindset I have. And I'm doing a 20-week prep. Advantage of doing a 20-week prep, I got time to play with. I can, I would rather be in shape a little bit early than have to destroy myself at the very end to make it to the stage. That way I could kind of feed myself into the show, being early a little bit ahead of time. And I can come in as full as possible while having the best conditioning there, which is going to be important. You got to have really good conditioning, especially look, I'm a tall guy. I don't think my physique is overly aesthetic. I think I have good body parts, but I got to be as conditioned as possible. The only scenario where your conditioning can falter a little bit and you can still get away with it is if you have amazing shape. So like a lot of African bodybuilders have really great shape to their muscles. They have like big bubbly round muscles. If they show up absolutely peeled to the bone, and they have that shape as well, it's lights out. They win every time. But they could have their conditioning like maybe be like a couple, like 2-3% off of the next guy, but their shape is so good it could carry them into winning still. But when you don't have that genetic benefit to yourself, you got to be as stripped out as possible, because if you can outmuscle those guys those shape guys that I just described, you can outmuscle them and you can show up more conditioned, you will win. Like, you will beat them. But you got to have good stage presence. And that comes into like the posing I was talking about again. So another thing with cardio, so I got to get back to doing my fasted cardio. I was never supposed to stop doing fasted cardio, but I got bogged down and lazy with the off season. So instead of like waking up early, I stayed in bed for that extra 45 minutes. And I did that, and then I would just do my cardio after I work out, like after I'm home and have a protein shake. So I got to get back to doing the fasted cardio. I think it helps. A lot of people, like if you look at the literature, there's supposedly no difference between them. That may be so, but I at least feel like I'm making more substantial ground when I do fasted cardio, anecdotally. Even though that might go against what everyone's saying and what the literature suggests, like, look, I still believe in doing the fasted cardio. It's going to have a better result than doing fed cardio. So, I mean, that's just how I feel about it, because I've seen a lot of guys. I've had a lot of experience. I understand, but like worst case scenario, let's say I'm wrong. Well, there's no added benefit for doing it fasted or fed, right? Like, at least according to the literature. Well, that's fine then. But I still prefer to do it fasted. And it's nice because I get to organize my day better. My energy levels are going to be going up when I'm eating less food. They'll go down at the very end when I'm like completely dead, but the energy levels are going to be much higher. I'll be eating less food. I'll feel like moving around a lot more. And the nice part about the fasted cardio is it's a nice way to start your day. You're doing something hard to start your day out, and it's also helping me collect my thoughts for the day, and I feel like more well-adjusted and organized for the day ahead of me. Instead of rolling out of bed, going to work, coming home, going to the gym, and now it's like, oh, I got more shit to do, So I prefer it that way, and we're getting back to that, so I am happy about it. And those are really the main differences I'm doing prepping. Workouts are not changing too much. I think my volume's going to go up, but it was very high during my off season, but it's been reduced momentarily because I just been accruing like little nagging injuries, and I don't want those to turn into big injuries. So the volume's been like momentarily reduced, but it's going to be coming back in full swing. And yeah, like rep content's still the same and stuff. Workout intensity I can control, but I can't control if I push the same weight. So strength is going to dip off a little bit, especially on pressing, which is always depressive if you're a guy. You don't want to bench press less weight. That sucks. So that's what's going on. And yeah, we're just getting into it, doing the work, busting our ass every day, and just having fun, because I enjoy doing this. I've done this most of my life now. I love lifting weights. It's a privilege. It's not like, oh, I have to lift weights. I wake up and I'm like, oh, I get to lift weights today. That's amazing. And that's the attitude I'm going into this with. I'm sure parts of it are going to suck. I might complain, to my girlfriend here and there about little things, but overall, I love it. I love all of this, and I'm excited for going on stage and putting myself out there, seeing what I'm made of, and finding new improvements to focus on going forward. So that's what I'm excited about. And hope if anyone else is out there competing, like, I hope you let me know about it in the comments, or, you know, maybe you could find sentiment in anything I've said. But I appreciate anyone that listens to any of this. I'm just a guy posting videos about random thoughts I have. Most of them pertain to working out. It's kind of my whole life. But I really do appreciate anyone that watches these things, or if you subscribe, that's great as well. But I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna get home, do my thing, and I will catch you on the next one.